Oh, just a little warning before this video starts, before we get into the intro stuff. There are very questionable themes in this video, explaining and going through child grooming and child SA. If that any way affects you or mentally or anything like that, please click away. This is just a little warning, but yeah, if you stay, thanks for watching. Let's get into the video. Welcome to Crypt Theory. Today, we're gonna have fun today. If you've seen from the title, corruption in the, sad to say, public service, the government, and the school boards, official school boards. And video is going up to 4th of July. Hope everybody's having fun. Be safe when you shoot fireworks, and be safe around campfires and everything. Don't be stupid. Don't blow your hands off and stuff like that. But anyways, let's get into this video. This video really came interesting to me in the fact that researching for another video specifically talking about the Buffalo school system corruption, I got the idea to look into just some overview case studies on 4 individuals and in the implications in their cases, age, dates, names. I have everything I need. And I really hope y'all enjoy this video. I put a lot of work into this, a lot of research time. I really do hope you enjoy. Let's get into what you're here for. Let's go. So, our first case is Jerry Slavtek Jr. is a child SA case. It's child SA. Tensions turn to Jerry James Slavtek Jr., a former leader entrusted with the welfare of students in Bowling, Texas. Texas, it's a no-no. Big no-no. Big no-no-no. I think Florida cracks down on it a little bit harder with children SA, but I think Texas, I believe, is one of those states similar to Florida and how they handle things. Jerry James Slavtek Jr., age 59, served as president of Bowling Independent School District, ISD, Board of Trustees. He faced several federal charges related to child SA material. Slavtek was initially accused of possession of CP following his arrest by Texas Department of Public Safety troopers on June 17th, 2025. So this is very recently. He was held at Wharton County Jail and bonded out the following day. Subsequently, on June 20th, 2025, he was rearrested on federal charges and taken into federal custody. This happened all 3 days ago at the time of recording this. The rearrest was part of a HSI, or Homeland Security, Houston probe, which authorities indicated led to the rescue of a young victim. Court documents revealed that Slavtek communicated on the website with an undercover cop in North Carolina using aliases such as H-Town Plaything, Bad Houston Dad. During these online conversations, he allegedly started graphic images. Investigators successfully tracked these online profiles to Slavtek during the initial traffic stop by DPS. Troopers, images of child SA were reportedly found on his phone, which was visible on the console in his truck. Slavtek allegedly admitted to investigators that individuals had sent him child SA images online. He claimed he understood it was illegal to distribute such materials, but asserted he did not know it was against the law to possess it. Despite being confronted with the comments he made to the undercover detective, he denied touching a victim, stating that he wrote that was merely a fantasy. I hate this guy. I hated this guy already. I hate him more. Following these developments, Bowling ISD Superintendent Keith Jedicka, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm just going to start calling him Keith now. Confirmed on June 18th, 2025, that Jerry resigned from Bowling ISD Board of Trustees effective immediately. He ceased all official duties and was no longer affiliated with the district in any capacity. His name was promptly removed from the Bowling ISD website under board members as of reporting date. Jerry remained in federal custody. The swift rearrest by Texas DPS and the subsequent federal charges by HSI, coupled with Jerry's immediate resignation, illustrates a rapid and coordinated institutional response to severe allegations, particularly those involving children exploitation. The timeline showing an initial state arrest, bond, and federal rearrest within days points to expedited legal processes and immediate action from the school district, which I applaud the Texas school district a lot for doing that, because I've seen several times before, where they don't quite do that. They'll do all these things and they'll keep them up on the website or keep them on the board just in case they get swept under the rug. They pay a lot of money, swept under the rug. Oops, nothing happened. There's no definite proof. And then they just fall. The timeline showing an initial state arrest, bond, and then federal rearrest within days points to an expedited legal process and immediate action from the school district. The involvement of both state and federal agencies underscores the gravity of charges and across the judicial nature of online child exploitation. Such rapid and coordinated action is crucial in cases of child abuse, as it can potentially limit further harm and demonstrates a committed to accountability from both law enforcement and the educational institution. This establishes a precedent of how quickly school officials can be removed and prosecuted in which serious allegations arise. This is probably some of the fastest action I've seen out of a school system in a hot minute. I don't really see this fast of action, especially from a school system, especially a high-ranking board member. The board members I usually see, they'll usually sit there for 4 or 5 months, even 6 months, maybe a year, while they go through the legal process until the legal process is over with. Whew. So, his denial of physical contact and his assertion with his online communications were fantasy highlights a common defense strategy of online child exploitation cases. This approach often aims to minimize culpability or the perceived severity of the crime. This defense attempts to separate online behavior from real-world intent or actions. However, the legal framework for child SA material often criminalizes possession and distribution regardless of physical contact, and online grooming is recognized as prosecutor to real-world harm. This common contact with and online grooming is recognized as prosecutor to real-world harm. This common defense strategy underscores the challenges of prosecuting online child exploitation offenses, but it also reflects the legal system increasing recognition that online actions can have severe real-world consequences, especially when they involve children or minors. It further emphasizes the importance of digital forensics as proving intent with actions. This is a great case to see. It's amazing. It's amazing how quick they got this done, over with, and out. Okay. In the next case, similar, very, very similar in how what they did. It is David Finkel, a exploitation and CP case. David Finkel, age 64, a former vice president of the Shelbyville Central School Board in Indiana. He also followed the Strand Theater in Shelbyville. Finkel was arrested on a federal warrant for exploitation of a minor and possession of CP. He allegedly pretended to be a 27-year-old woman named Emma to communicate explicitly with underage teens online. Investigators uncovered numerous sexually explicit images and videos of minor children, including infants and toddlers, on his devices. That in itself deserves the question. That deserves major consequences. The case began April of 2024 when the Daviess County Sheriff's Department in Missouri received a complaint from a mom who discovered explicit images and messages on her child's phone. Initiating the investigation, an FBI investigation revealed that two minors, both under 15 and not residing in Indiana, were initially texting each other. One of the minors invited a supposed 27-year-old adult friend named Emma into the conversation. Emma was later identified as Finkel, who sent a picture of a woman in a bra with particularly visible nips. Finkel, posing as Emma, exchanged multiple questionable communications with minors in a group chat over 5 days. So he was pretty much he was catfishing. He was catfishing with your average looking Instagram model nowadays. Like your average Instagram, you'll go to Instagram and you'll be like, oh wait, she's 27, she's big tits and all that stuff. Like these under 15-year-old boys, as teenage mind does, were going in and being like, oh, well, she's nice, she's pretty, and she's willing to share these images with me. I wonder what else I can get. Like, I wonder what else is going to happen. And even then, it's not okay because 27, and that's still mortally wrong and very, very illegal. It doesn't matter, and it shouldn't matter if it's a man or woman doing it, but that's just me, I guess. It's actually a lot of people. It doesn't matter who it is doing it. It's still wrong no matter the gender. No matter the gender, no matter like how good you look or whatever it may be, it's still wrong. In early May 2025, FBI agents began surveillance on Finkel's Shelbyville, Indiana home, and a search warrant was executed on the home on June 3rd, 2025. Finkel was interviewed by the FBI on June 5th of this year. During the interview, Finkel allegedly admitted to using TextMe app, which the teens were also using on several other anonymous texting apps. He reportedly stated, "What do people in fantasy is different than what people do in real life," and admitted to pretending to be a woman and sending explicit images to other adults, but denied communicating with minors. However, after unlocking Finkel's cell phone, investigators found 35 images and videos of child SA material in a hidden folder. Following the federal raid on June 10th of 2025, the Shelbyville Central School Board sent a letter to Finkel requesting his resignation from vice president position. He is no longer listed as a board member on the district website. Finkel also served as director in the Strand Theater in Shelbyville, and his information was removed from their website, with the theater announcing a recognition effective on June 8th, 2025. On Monday, June 16th of 2025, acting U.S. Attorney John Childress filed with the U.S. District Court of Southern Indiana that Finkel will be held by the U.S. Marshals in Indianapolis, requesting an initial hearing. The available information does not specify the final conviction or sentencing outcome yet. So he's get got by the FBI and the Marshals. He's pretty much screwed. He's probably going to get like 10, 15 years if I had to think. from what I know and from what I'm seeing, maybe even more. But from what I've heard and just YouTube videos and all that stuff, seeing like JD Delay's content and that stuff like that, he probably won't last that long. He's also on the older side, so he's in his 60s, so he's not gonna last long anyways. So the I'm saying he gets 10 to 15 at most, because of his age and because he can make somatics and he's like a big public figure. Like maybe he can get some stupid people or get some people that are not quite there yet, like, or don't believe quite in that, that he's wrong, or like the fantasy is not real life. It is real life. No matter what you say online can hurt you in real life. If you were to make a threat on the US government online, they will charge you as you just said it in their face. If you make a threat of any kind onto a massive public figure, cops will be on you, and they do not care that you said it online. It doesn't matter. This should be acted as the same. And I completely feel like they should be giving these people more time. There's no reason somebody with the possession of weed should get more time than somebody doing this to children. Finkel's alleged use of an alias Emma and an involvement with victims in multiple states, Missouri and Pennsylvania, highlight the complex, deceptive, and geological distress nature of online child exploitation. This demonstrates how predators exploit an anonymity. Okay, there we go. We got dying, but it's anonymity. Anonymity and reach cross-state nature and reach of the internet and bypass geological boundaries to establish trust through deception. The cross-state nature of this alleged crime necessitated federal law enforcement involvement from such as agencies such as FBI and the Marshals, as stated earlier. This situation underscores the need for parents and educators to be acutely aware of the sophisticated methods used for online grooming. Law enforcement agencies must continue to enhance their interstate federal coordination to combat these crimes effectively, as local jurisdictions alone may be insufficient. The alleged contradiction between Finkel's denial and communicating with minors and the subsequent discovery of child SA material on his device demonstrates the critical role of digital forensics and disproving false claims, securing evidence such as cases. This is a direct contrast between a suspect's statements and irrefutable digital evidence, a common tactic for predators to deny or minimize their involvement. That reinforces the absolute necessity of digital forensics investigations in child exploitation cases. It shows even when individuals deny culpability, digital footprints can provide definitive proof, leading to changes and accountability. These presents, however, or the presence of hidden folder also indicates that the known method of concealment that investigators are trained to uncover. That's massive. Yeah, that's just like, I will be doing an update video once these cases go public, or I get more information that comes out, or they get official indictment. I'll probably make a short little video recapping everything that happened here if y'all are curious, stuff like that. And case number 3. So this is gonna push no more child abuse or anything. I wanted to get those out of the way first. Not really get those out of the way, but do those first to make sure those are more well known. Put those in the beginning of the video so people that don't make it that far can see. People that are high up are invincible. If you got a lot of money or you got a lot of connections, you're pretty much untouchable in the government, but you never truly are untouchable because people think that stuff is disgusting. So, 3, 2, 1. Case study 3. Our third case here is a bribery and tax evasion case. So not as flashy and not as, wow, but it's getting away from harming kids, which I think is good to sum the video up with. Albert Morrison has served as former elected president of the Madison School Public School District Board from 2012 through 2018. He pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit federal program bribery and tax evasion. Morrison was involved in a pay-to-play scheme, accepting over $561,000 in bribes from John David, an owner of Emergency Restoration, a building maintenance and construction company. That this company subsequently received over $3.1 million in maintenance and construction projects from the Madison District Public Schools. The bribery, conspiracy, and tax evasion occurred between 2014 and 2018. Co-defendant John David pleaded guilty to bribery, conspiracy, and bribery on April 13th of 2023. Albert Morrison subsequently pleaded guilty before United States District Judge Lori Mickelson on April 25th of 2023. On November 9th of 2023, Morrison was sentenced to 45 months, 3 years, and 9 months in federal prison. Morrison spent the illicit funds from David on personal luxuries, including vacations in Florida, a boat trip. To conceal his actions, Morrison publicly denied having any financial ties to David or Emergency Restoration when confronted at the Madison District School Board meeting. He also failed to disclose those payments to state of Michigan auditors. Furthermore, Morrison did not declare David's payments as income to the IRS for the years 2014 through 2018. In addition, to conceal those payments, he did not file a federal tax return in 2015 through 2018. By not declaring this income, Morrison evaded approximately somewhere in the ballpark of $118,000 to $120,000 in taxes. U.S. Attorney Don N. Eisen stated that this pay-to-play scheme damaged the Madison District Public Schools, the Madison District Public Schools, and undermined the community's trust in the education system. Morrison's case illustrates how financial misconduct by school board officials directly harms the education system, siphoning off funds meant for schools and undermining public trust in governance. This pay-to-play scheme meant that school funds intended for maintenance and construction were allocated based on illicit payments rather than merit or cost effectiveness. This directly deprived the school district of resources, potentially led to inflated costs or substandard work. Financial corruption by school board officials is merely a white-collar crime. Like, it's not going to be very, very charged. It's not very harped on. They'll still get you for it. They will still get you for it, but it's not going to be as long as many other cases. Well, It has tangible negative impacts on quality of education, the resources available to students, and erodes public confidence in local government and highlights the need for rigorous financial oversight and transparency in school districts. This investigation, the investigation of the case involved the IRS and FBI and the Department of Education. This demonstrates the necessity of a multi-agency approach to uncover and prosecute complex financial crimes involving public officials. Bribery, tax evasion cases often involve intricate financial trails, require specialized expertise from different federal agencies. The IRS focused on tax fraud, the FBI focused on public corruption, and the Department of Education on misuse of educational funds. This various legal and financial domains, it underscores the accountability for public officials extends beyond a single agency purview and requires a coordinated effort to ensure justice is served. That one I just found a little interesting on they should be more clear with where their money's at. Mainly because a lot of public funds and stuff like that are not open to the public. They're not like seen as very, very you can't see them in public. All right, fourth and final case for this video. Hope you're enjoying so far. And case 4. The Stain and Carroll drug and weapon charges case. It's very interesting because, to me at least, it is very, very interesting to see all these cases and looking and seeing everything that unfolds with searching these different types of cases. I could have done maybe 10, 15 child predator cases within higher ups in the school system. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want my mind to be so just disgusted. I want to be able to sleep at night. In some of these cases I looked at, I was like, ugh. Eventually I'll get to them, but I wanted to also not exhaust everybody else's mind just listening to me talk about pedophiles or PDF files, predators. So this case, 2 individuals, Stain and Carroll, marijuana on school grounds, and Stain faced a misdemeanor charge, hunting rifle in her car within a weapon-free zone. This incident occurred 2014. This incident occurred in 2018, I believe. I think these dates are wrong. I couldn't find correct dates on this one. This one was really, really weird. I could not find the date. Like, I could find all the other dates, but I really could not find this date. It might have been me. I just missed it. I just glazed over it. But this case is so this incident occurred with officers reportedly observing Stain in the area of the high school. They then witnessed her driving to the plaza, where she got into Carroll's car and shared a blunt. So, hit a weed. For several minutes, Warren police officers subsequently stopped Stain and discovered a .22 caliber rifle wrapped in a blanket under the seat in her car. Following their arrest, bond conditions were set, which include prohibitions to use or presence of alcohol or drugs, excluding prescription medication, and a requirement of random testing twice a week. The Fitzgerald Public Schools Board of Education swiftly placed both officials on administrative leave and initiated an internal interview of matter. Community members reportedly called for Stain's resignation. Both individuals were due back in court the following Thursday. It happened on Friday. I don't blame them for wanting. They only really wanted one person's resignation. I would have thought to both, but you know what? Nowadays, some hit us a wee wasn't maybe not the worst thing in the world, but still, rules are rules. Just because you're higher up doesn't mean you can get away with them. This case involving drugs and weapon charges rather than SA or financial fraud highlights that breaches of public trust by school officials can manifest in very criminal behaviors, all of which compromise their authority and the safety of school environments and kids. These actions, while not directly against children, physical safety, or school finances, represent a significant disregard for the school rules, public safety, and law by individuals holding positions of power and authority within the education system. This conduct directly undermines the very rules and values schools attempt to instill in students. This demonstrates the spectrum of misconduct by school officials is broad. While child SA and financial fraud are often prioritized due to their direct harm, these criminal acts, even if seemingly less severe, contribute to an erosion of trust and set poor examples for the community and students. This case emphasizes the need for comprehensive ethical guidelines and enforcement for all school officials. This is also like, say some kids, I know it's a high school, but say this was an elementary school or middle school, they'll be like, oh, well, the teachers are doing it in their car, so why can't I do it in school? Which is another ongoing problem in itself, which I might be making a video on soon, of smoking in schools. But the immediate placement of officials on administrative leave by school board and the community calls for resignation demonstrate the swift institutional and public pressure that arises when schools officials are implicated in crime activity that indicates that even for charges not directly involving child abuse, school boards feel compelled to take immediate action to protect the institution reputation, maintain public confidence, community outcry, not ocutory. I don't know where I got that from. Outcry. Further amplifies the pressure. The public holds school board officials to a high standard, and any criminal activity, regardless of the nature, contributes to swift internal disciplinary action and public demand for accountability. These highlights the importance of maintaining impeccable contact for those positions and public trust within educations. This is just like the best of the best. Like, this is showing what an education system should do when they are completely wrong. But not always a fact. And for one really good example is the Buffalo school system. I'm not going to go too much into this because I'm going to have the video is looking about 4 hours long of just digging into the Buffalo school system on everything they've done wrong. And the Buffalo school system is a bad example. These four are good examples by the school board what you should do in these situations. Ask for them to resign. Let the cops do their thing. Don't cover up stuff. Don't say, oh well, you have to go through an administrator to call 911. Your teacher should be able to call 911 if a kid goes down or something like that, or anything happens. You should be accountable as a school system, as a board, to not let people with weapons in your school, not let anything slide past, like any metal detectors you have. Oh, there's a door that doesn't have a medical detector that's not working, and it takes somebody getting stabbed for them to fix it. Basic things like that, and it's very concerning, and that's why I'm gonna do a video on it. I'm not trying to get it in too heated or go into it right now, but this whole thing is these four instances, school board wise, are what they should do. This is really, really good on these schools boards saying, you know what, 1 or 2 days after, not even 2 days after in some of these cases, it was literally like 6 hours, maybe 24 hours, roughly, before they were taken down off the websites or taken down and fired, resigned, whatever it may be, which is how it should be done. These cases, while distinct in their specifics, can collectively paint a concerning picture of the challenges of maintaining integrity within educational leadership, the heightened and profound erosion of trust, not just in individuals, but potentially the system designed to protect children and manage schools, which, thoughts on that is like, yes, they do something, like states like Florida, Texas, Alabama do a good job, Georgia, a lot of your southern, your southern red states do a really good job of this. And it's like, dude, if every state copied what Florida did for predators, it would be no comment, like no contest. It would be in a significant decrease in child crimes. They wouldn't go away, but there would be a significant decrease. School board officials in fiduciaries of public trust and hold significant moral authority. Cases like the Stavik and Finkel case involving children exploitation or possession of related materials represent the ultimate betrayal of trust, directly engaging with very population they are. They're met with to protect Morrison's case. In Morrison's case, on the other hand, illustrates the financial betrayal and hurting of the school system and potential future funding for said system. The Finkel and Stavik cases underscore how digital platforms are exploited for children SA and grooming, the necessities continuous vigilance from parents, educators, and law enforcement, as well as involving legal frameworks to address online threats. The Texas agency's new law, Senate Bill 571, or SB 571, is a crucial step towards systematic accountability. The law, signed by Governor Greg Abbott on June 20th, 2025, 3 days after I'm recording it 3 days after this bill has been passed and effective on September 1st of 2025, updates how schools in Texas must report child abuse and misconduct. It requires superintendents to report such allegations to the TEA or SBEC within 48 hours of becoming aware of the evidence, with failure to report with intent of conceal misconduct being of becoming aware of the evidence failure to with failure to report with intent to conceal misconduct being a state jail felony. The legislative action enacted in response to the concerns about misconduct demonstrates a trend towards strengthening reporting requirements and increasing accountability for school officials. Laws are often passed in response to identified systematic failures or high-profile cases of misconduct. The specific provisions, such as the 48-hour report window, the felony charge for concealment, and the establishment of the Do Not Hire registry to prevent repeat offenders from working in schools, directly address issues of delayed reporting and reemployment of individuals who have found engaged in misconduct. This indicates a growing recognition at the state level for need for stricter oversight and harsher penalties for misconduct within educational institutions, potentially influencing other states to adopt similar measures. So this is another thing of being like, it's getting adopted at some states on the state level. Some are going some states I know, I might be wrong, but I think Oregon, and then I think in Oregon, California, those are the two I'm 99% sure they have. They don't call them predators; they call them they're considered MAPs, minor attracted persons, which they're just predators. There's no way around it. Like, they're horrible people, no matter how you try to put it. They are a protected class, so if you were to, like, say, because they're minor attracted persons, you can't just go up there and smash their kneecaps in, okay, with a baseball bat. You can't get up and do one of these to their kneecaps, like they deserve, but no. Not legal advice. Not legal advice. If you live in those states, what you could do... Did you call me a bitch? Pew! I didn't say it. Anyways. But the sad part is it's only at some states and state levels. It's not a federal thing, which honestly, it does really suck, but I think we have bigger problems right now, especially with all the attacks and stuff. I don't really like getting into politics that much, or at all on this channel. I want to keep it as double-sided as I can, as even and as even and as balanced as I can. But all I'm saying is, once we get out of this potential World War III stuff, I would hope to see something by either party say this, just come up to the issue for the president and be like, hey, we should do something on a federal level like Florida's doing, where it could be punishable by death. Anybody under the age of 12 in Florida that somebody assaults is punishable by death, which I agree with. But let that be as you will. The accountability mechanism consequences demonstrates across these they range from immediate administrative leave for Stain and Carroll and forced recognition for Staubach and Finkel. The federal prisons for Morrison, the federal prison search for Morrison, the constant involvement of federal agencies such as FBI, Homeland, IRS, and marshals highlight the severity and often interstate nature of these crimes. Furthermore, the fact that many of these investigations have began with the reports and concerned citizens or parents, much as Finkel's case, which was initiated by a mother's complaint, underscores the vital role in community vigilance and uncovering and addressing misconduct. To conclude this long video up, I think this might be the longest video on my channel, but this is really, really big for just to get out there. This is going up on 4th of July. This is not meant to be like a statement of, oh, our government's corrupt. Everywhere you go, it's going to be corrupt. Everything you do there is going to be a higher up somewhere that is corrupted. I'm putting this up on the 4th of July to make my statement of your school board officials. I'm not saying all are bad. I'm not saying all are bad at all. I think some school board officials are great. They're amazing. They do what's best for kids. But some of them shouldn't be there. They do questionable things, especially with children. And like Texas is doing, there is no reason somebody on the registry should be able to get a janitor job, a teaching job, or anything. I don't care how low teachers are in some states. Like, yes, it's an issue, but there's no reason you should be able to go, oh, well, you're on the registry and you've done this before. I mean, it's been 10 years, so maybe, no, once they're a predator, there's always a predator. There's no reason that should be happening in any state. Doesn't matter where you are. But so, yeah, that concludes this video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you watched this far, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button down below. Let me know in the comments, do you want more like this? I will gladly keep on going and keep on. I don't care. I'm 17. It doesn't affect me how I go around this. I will continue to go at these high-ranking officials. I mean, I'll go over their cases. I will pull as much as I can from public records. I mean, all of this stuff is on public record. I got it from news stations, public documents, public police files, and all that. So all this stuff is public record. But, I mean, if you want me to do more deep dives like this, specifically like this, give more deep case information and stuff, more than I normally do, please let me know in the comments. And I will really, really thank you. If you've watched this far, I thank you. I hope you have a great 4th of July, and I hope you have the rest of your day. I will see you in the next one. Peace.